Greetings from the sales floor of Ellingson Motor Cars here in Rogers, Minnesota, northern suburb of Minneapolis, Minnesota. Today we're going to talk about our little 1967 Mustang, hardtop, coupe, whatever you wish to call it. They have two terms that you can use, but I've always thought they were coupes, so that's what I'm going to call it today. So if that's okay with you, that's what we're going to do. Yes, 1967 Mustang. Boy, you're going to want to watch this whole video from start to finish because we're going to have a cold start. We're going to do a walk around, give you all the details of this. Again, the pony car. There you go. But yeah, you can click on the link in the description as well, and it'll take you right to our website and the information on this car, pricing and whatnot. Plus, you have access to our over 100 additional vehicles that we currently have for sale at Ellingson Motor Cars here in Rogers. And remember that website being www.ellingsonmotorcars.com. Yes, 1967 was another one of those great years for Ford. They kind of had the pony car market by the, they were the number ones, if you will. And others were starting to think about maybe we should get involved with this. So 1967 Ford kind of made some major changes. There's a lot of differences in this car from the 1964 and a half, 5 and 6 models. Everything was just a little bit bigger. The grille opening was a little bigger. The front hood was a little longer. The wheelbase was the same, was a little wider car. They just did all those little subtle differences just to make, some changes that, was going to appeal to that market that was so strong for Ford. Tell you what, it was one of their best cars. And look at that. Mustangs are still made today. No other car that I can think of, my time anyway, still is around that never quit production. So the Mustang has always been and always will be a really good car for the average car collector and, car enthusiast, to say the least. This particular example comes with a little small block Ford V8. It's got a few upgrades in the engine compartment. It's got an aluminum intake, 4-barrel carburetor, a set of headers on it, dual exhaust. Gives you a little bit more power to the rear wheels if that's what it is. But the V8 is nice, hooked up, of course, to the Ford automatic transmission. This car has the center console, which is really nice. One other feature that's under the hood on this particular car, power steering. I know a lot of people don't think of power steering as a big deal, but you know what? Even on these little cars, it's just a really, really nice feature to have. Dual master cylinder. 1967, first year that was mandated by the federal government per se. So just another safety feature compared to the old single master cylinders in old cars. We always joke about the fact that they called them emergency brakes back then. When you had a parking brake, it was an emergency brake, because when those brakes failed, single master cylinder, you had no brakes. Nice feature, needless to say. Other thing about this particular car, of course, it's got the radial tires. Radial tires with the white walls really sets it off nice. It just rides better, smoother. The full hubcap, of course, I love that. The red insert matches the red car. Beautiful red paint on this car, by the way. Remember, everything back in 1967, you had to check off a box that you wanted. You look at this car, it's got, the full hubcaps. It's got the black vinyl top. Now, that was an extra option that people, added to the car. Give it a little more prestige, make it look a little, different than the other myriad of them out there on the roads. Dual outside mirrors, and as I mentioned before, it's got dual exhaust with the really cool taillights. They kind of concave. That was another big improvement for 67, just another change with the side scoops on the side as well. So 67, pretty identifiable, a lot different than that 64 and a half, 5 and 6. Well, let's take a look at the inside on this car, and just, the little Mustangs were the sporty model. It was something that, the average person could afford. It was in a nice price point, and yet it was sporty, it was fast. They had different engine options were starting to grow in the performance world. All of a sudden that was starting to play a part of the pony car market, is how much horsepower can you put under the hood. Don't you just love that? I love the turn signals in the hood, first year thing that they had on this car as well. Interior, of course, beautiful black interior, black vinyl, custom seats. I mean, they really have the little chrome things in the middle. Love center consoles. Instrument cluster in this car is all original. It has not been butchered up, chopped up, changed Even has its original AM radio still in place. Nice, nice thing. You know, there was enough room that you could actually get someone to, you know, ride in the back seat. Now, this particular car also has the overhead thing that goes kind of the up above on the headliner. Just another one of those optional things that you could get in 1967. Oh, still have vent windows. One of my favorite things on all these old cars. Nope, 1967 was really kind of one of those big years for Ford. Again, if you're looking to have a, you know, your first collector car or your 100th collector car, you know, a little 67 Mustang fits right in with almost everybody. Now, you can find all our stuff on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and even TikTok. Give us a like, leave us a comment, or subscribe. We appreciate that very much. You'll get all the information on this car, all our current inventory, and it's kind of added fun thing to do if you have time to peruse those sites. Some of the cars we've sold over the years as well. So just something to do if you got time, check those out. You know, but it's just for everything else, you know, we've got really, really nice inventory right now on our sales floor. And some guys go, you know, I really like watching the videos. It's very inclusive, gives me a lot of ideas, things that I like, but I want to come down in person. I want to come and take a look at this car and see it so I can get a first-hand look. By all means, we are open Monday through Friday from 10 until 5, Saturdays 10 to 4 as well. So you can come on down and take a personal look, get your hands right on it. Nice thing about the little Mustang, they do have a trunk. You can get at least one, if maybe two sets of golf clubs in there if you really would like to. Kind of one of those things that some of those sports cars or whatever that era didn't necessarily have much room in the trunks. The little Mustang could still be used, and you could put your groceries in there. Mom could go to the grocery store and do it, you know. Mustang is one of those cars that's probably one of the best first class of cars to own. It's simple. There's a great club. There's a local Mustang club in our area. There's a national Mustang club. By all means, I always recommend whatever make you buy, go join the national club, join the local club. They're really helpful, and you got people who love the same thing that you do. I mean, I've been around Mustangs since knee-high to a grasshopper. Uncle Bob bought a new 65 when I was a kid. Oh my gosh, that was quite a little red one, 289. Man, that was a really cool car sitting in our neighborhood. We were kind of envy. No one in our neighborhood had new cars, but we had one sitting in there while he went off to serve in Vietnam and whatnot. But it was also a red car. Very good. Well, I can't tell you much more about this car that I haven't already done. It's just one of those cars that, you know, speaks for itself. It's great color, great interior, nice options, V8 power. I mean, it is something that the average guy would really enjoy having. Give us a call, 763-428-7337, and I will do my very best. Anyone here will do their very best to answer any and all questions you may have about this car or any of our other inventory. Now you say, well, I really like the car. Where do I get financing? Whatever, where do I ship it? I live in out of state. We can assist you with those things as well. We have a number of resources that we've garnered over the last 30 years we've been doing this, and we can be very helpful in that department as well. So if you're looking at your first collector car or your 100th, remember ellingsonmotorcars.com will probably have it sitting on the sales floor right now, ready for you to take possession. Thank you again for visiting, and we will see you next time at ellingsonmotorcars.com.